oldest and Dawn's the youngest.
Well, we've got to include 41 grandchildren.
There you go, John. Hold it, 41 grandchildren, Dad? How many great-grandchildren?
23 and 3 on the way.
He got a steel trap for a mind on how many grandchildren.
He does, doesn't he?
Okay. The Azores are an island off of Portugal, between Portugal and North Africa. So,
Okay,
Portugal.
And interestingly enough, Marilyn's birth father, his family is from Portugal.
Now, he's not still alive.
Who's this?
Marilyn's real father.
She's not sure. He may be.
Where was the last location of him?
Well, he was back in Italy, wasn't he?
No, not in Italy, Dad. In the Northeast.
And what did he do for a living?
He was a mechanic, wasn't he?
What did he do? Marilyn was shooting. I should know.
Now, what about her birth mother?
Her birth mom, Claire, is still alive.
And she lived?
And she lives in Massachusetts.
And they have a good relationship.
And they have a very good relationship.
And the McCulloughs, are they still living?
No, Dorothy died how many years ago?
Gosh,
No, it's been
10
more
years
than that.
ago.
It's been quite a few years ago.
Now, was she the one that held on to that house for so long?
Oh yeah.
Well, you remember that?
Yeah.
I was over there when they brought McCullough down. Remember
Yes, Dad.
had trouble getting him around.
That Sunday, yeah. Malcolm died. Marilyn was like, was she a second year in SMU? And she decided to fly in from Dallas just to be with the family that Sunday. And Sunday morning before church, they were getting ready, he fell over and died of a heart attack. And I was on the way, Marilyn and I were dating, and I was on the way to pick her up to take her to church. And I called Dad to let him know that Malcolm had a
How old was Malcolm?
He was like 63.
Did he smoke? Or?
No, but he had a history of heart problems. And it was just a matter of time. He had an enlarged heart.
That was Betty's problem. She had a stent put in on a Wednesday, and we had no idea of any heart trouble for her. And the stent, it's Thursday, and she was released Friday.
Mm-hmm.
And that Friday night, she just went out of her head. She was going to the bathroom, and she was potting in the foyer. And just talking out of her head. And I just left her clothed and put her in bed. And she hadn't had anything to drink or eat in about a 48-hour period.
Oh, wow.
And that Saturday morning, I went over there and I said, Betty, I said, please take a drink of water. You haven't had water. She said, okay. Back to normal. And then that Saturday, everything's fine. Sunday, fine. Monday, we went to the doctor. He checked her heart and said, everything looks good. And that Monday evening, about 6:15, she said, Jay, she was breathing deep, and she said, I'm so weak, and I just don't feel right. She said, Jay, I think I'm dying. So I put a glycerin under her tongue.
Right.
In the fire stations, half a block from us. They were there in a minute. Because I'd call, I said, send fire station number 3. They're right next door. And they came, very professional. Got her on a gurney, strapped her up, checked what they could check. She was talking to him. And so I followed the ambulance down to downtown